Hi there, welcome to Using DIY, my name's Ben. In this video we're taking a look at the brand new Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Okay, so my previous phone, Samsung Galaxy Fold Z3, is broken, so I've had to get a brand new phone. So we've gone for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. We're not going to do like a standard unboxing kind of review video. I'm going to take this phone right now, I'm going to go to New York, use it in New York, test it in New York, come back here and do a like kind of overview and review of the phone itself. So let me jump away now, I'll show you some shots of New York and then we'll come back here and we'll do a bit of a breakdown and summary of the phone itself. Okay, we're back from New York City. You saw the footage there using the phone. So the phone camera was used for all the video and the photos there on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. So the week itself in New York, amazing. But the experience with the phone, also amazing. So this next little section, we'll just go through some of the things I've found with the phone, some of the good things, bad things, not that there's many, and kind of a bit of a summary of the phone itself. Okay, so the S24 Ultra, awesome. So I've come from the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. Before my trip to New York, I broke the phone, I dropped it, and the inside screen broke again. I've already claimed on the insurance a couple of times on that phone over the last 3 years, and that was enough. I've had enough of the Fold series for now, and I've gone back to the trusted single screen phone, and what a phone this is, the S24 Ultra. Obviously I've come from a different phone type, so everything on this phone is kind of new to me again. Going from the S23 Ultra to the S24 Ultra isn't a massive upgrade. I think there's lots of little things that have been upgraded to make it kind of an upgrade in itself. But there's no major upgrades within that upgrade from the S23 to the S24. So I think the main thing for any phone, really, from an experience perspective, is the camera, the display, and just the general experience and UI of the phone itself. So those are the three main things I'll mention and capture on this this kind of review of the phone. I won't go into too much detail. There's tons of videos out there and specifications, things like that. But I'm looking at this from an experience point of view and what you get with the phone and what you don't get with the phone. So we'll jump into that now. First of all, with the camera, because that's what we concentrated on with the obviously the photos from New York. So the camera itself, unbelievable, to be honest with you. I think it's probably the best camera system out there at the moment on any mobile phone, including iOS. I've watched different reviews. Obviously, I don't have an Apple iPhone, so I've watched plenty of reviews on YouTube, and it looks to me as if the 24 Ultra at the moment has got that best camera system out there. So that 200 megapixel main sensor, unbelievable, and you've got the different zoom options on the other lenses there as well. So yeah, so you've got the one-time zoom, and I use the 0.6 zoom to give you that kind of a wider view, that wider angle. So if you were like close to a building, you'll have seen on the video that they're close to a building, go to 0.6 and get that kind of bigger view in there. I've noticed before sometimes when going to that 0.6, you tend to lose a bit of quality, I think, but it didn't seem to do that. Obviously you get the kind of the stretching of the corners sometimes if you're too close to something, but overall really good. So yeah, and then portrait mode, I use portrait mode quite a lot on some of the photos in terms of close-ups of a family. And the portrait mode works really well. That's definitely an improvement from my previous phone. We've jumping 3 years on really anyway, but so I've seen that improvement over a 3-year period is massive. So yeah, camera wise, no complaints. Video, pictures, etc. Really good. No complaints whatsoever. And I think from that, it's kind of a less saturated view now. I think I've had Samsung phones for years and years, and previously they used to really saturate the photos. That could be a good thing for some people, but sometimes a bit oversaturated. No complaints whatsoever with the camera system on the 24 Ultra. Okay, battery life. So I think from a battery life testing perspective, I put it through its paces in New York. So obviously we were out for full days. We're talking from kind of 8 AM to kind of 10 PM getting home. One of the days I didn't charge the phone all day, and I got back and I think it was on about 12% when I got back to the hotel around 10 PM. So you could get an all day heavy use out of the phone. So I'm using it for photos, videos, GPS, with maps and getting directions and checking on the subway. Really, really heavy use, and looking for reviews and places, things like that. So the screen time on the phone some days, hours and hours and hours, and I would get a full day's battery out of that. And just to confirm as well, I was using it on the QHD setting, so that's the higher refresh rate and quality setting on the screen. All day usage out of that. Most days I would just top it up with my portable charger. So I bought a portable charger for it just to charge it up, and I would do that most days. I don't know, you don't need to because you're going to get a full day, but I think kind of human instinct is you don't want to let it drop too low. So yeah, most days would charge it up, and obviously no problems there with battery. Just on the point about battery, I know I mentioned about this one. So the phone I've got, obviously iPhones have got MagSafe capability built in. I did buy a case, a SpyGen case, which has got MagSafe built into it there. You can see the ring. So I bought myself a little wallet, which goes on the back like that. And then the portable battery I mentioned, I will link to these. I got them all off Amazon. That just goes on the back as well. So you can pop that in your pocket while you're walking around and it'll charge your phone wirelessly. It's also got a little kickstand on the back of it, which is really good. So if you're like sat on a train or a table in a restaurant, you kind of put it in front of you and you can use it as a stand. So yeah, just to cover that off, obviously, I do actually really like MagSafe. As a concept on the iPhone, I think it's really cool. And you don't see, I don't know, obviously I don't have an iPhone, so I'm not in that kind of world, but I don't see massive push on MagSafe. I might be wrong, but I think you can do all sorts with MagSafe. So yeah, I got that, and I use it in the car as well, so I can pop it onto my mounting system that's got a magnet. So yeah, really good. Okay, so from a general experience, user experience, etc. on the phone itself, absolutely no complaints. The phone, super fast, super smooth. So it's got the 12 gigabytes of RAM on all three types of phone. I think it's just a standard now, 12 gigabytes. I think previously you used to get, if you got the lower one, it was maybe 8 gigabytes. But all three of the different memory sizes, I've gone for the 512 gigabyte, I think it is. But yeah, gets 12 gigabytes of RAM in there. So super smooth, multiple applications at the same time. No complaints, it's not frozen, it's not crashed, anything at all on there. It's been really good so far. As I mentioned previously, I've got the QHD setting on, which is 128 Hertz rate on the phone all the time. So super smooth in terms of animation and motion, etc. Jumping between applications, all that good stuff. And on the 6.8 inch screen as well. Massive screen. So if I compare it to my Z Fold 3, which I hated the front screen of that, it was too narrow. And then obviously you could open it up for a massive inside screen, but that is awesome. Great screen, you can kind of watch a YouTube video on that phone there. Because of the phone's so big, you don't always need to rotate it to watch a YouTube video or any video on there. So yeah, super impressed with the screen. And the anti-glare system built into the new Gorilla Corning glass is really good. That's really noticeable compared to my old phone. But also compared to the S23, I've seen some videos on that, and that is noticeable. So if you're outdoor with obviously bright light or any light, the anti-glare is really good. There's never a time where you're kind of having to adjust the phone to kind of see the screen. So yeah, looks kind of gimmicky sometimes, I think, when they mention anti-glare things like that, but that it does really work. It's really quite impressive that on the S24 Ultra. Okay, so I've bigged it up. I've said how amazing it is, but in terms of cons or negatives or whatever you want to call it, I guess the ultimate thing, and I think with smartphones, all smartphones nowadays, is the cost. So the premium kind of ultra phones, the pros are top-end, high-end phones, so Apple, Samsung, Huawei, not so much Google because I think their price point's really good with the Pixel, but the top-end phones are a fortune, aren't they? This was $1,349, I think, for the 512 gigabyte model, and it's so much money. Obviously, I, along with other people, will obviously do that on a pay monthly basis, which I do with this one, but it's a lot of money. My argument, personal argument for justifying the cost of a phone is I use this day in, day out. I use it for personal, I use it for work. I use it every single day for watching video content, social media. And I think if you're using a device day in, day out and you value that device, I think you've got to get what you can afford. And I think it's just about affordable for me on a monthly basis, which is why I kind of moved away from the Fold series, because they are even more money. And I just felt like justifying the extra payment, the extra kind of £500, £600 more for a phone, I don't know, it becomes a point where I don't think you can justify it. Obviously, if your budget's higher, you've got more money, then fair enough. So yeah, cost is a massive thing, not just for the S24 Ultra, but for tons of different phone brands and models and makes out there. A con I kind of mentioned, and I can't really relate to it myself, but it's coming, and again, it's not just Samsung, I guess it's upgrading from different phone manufacturers from one year to the next. S23 Ultra, my wife does have the S23 Ultra, so I have done some side-by-side comparison. Physically, I think if you held the phones, you wouldn't know the difference, to be honest with you, you wouldn't. Not just immediately anyway. So I guess if you've got an S23 Ultra and you're looking for a new phone, you've got the money to get a new phone, I don't think there's that much of a jump. There are small changes, small tweaks and improvements, and there's lots of them, but I don't think there's kind of one major thing you'd say, I want to get the S24 Ultra for that one thing. Again, it's not a criticism of Samsung, I think it's a criticism of what mobile phones are like in 2024. I think technology's come that far, it's really difficult to make those changes, and those kind of those technology breakthroughs now are more minor, and I think they've got to make more smaller minor changes to justify that change up. So yeah, I think for me personally, I've got this on a 2-year deal, so I won't be getting the S25 Ultra anyway, but it's going to be the same next year and the year after and the year after, unless something kind of, I don't know, there's a drastic change in how mobile phones work, I don't know. So yeah, it's not really a con, it's just kind of, it's how things are. The upgrades from one series to the next aren't major anymore, are they? Where we were getting kind of earth-shattering technology that changes from one month to the next at one point. So yeah, that's a con. Not really a con, but I want to call that out anyway. So that's it really, video done. I want to also show off the phone, they're using it in New York, put it through its paces for a good week, and I think it was a really good test, as I mentioned previously, around battery usage, camera, really good, solid, focused test for a week, and it was a full week as well. And I come out the back of it, no problems whatsoever, all working great, fingerprint sensor built into the screen, camera system, everything really, really, really good. Battery life, no problems whatsoever. As coming from the Z Fold 3, I think there was room for improvement anyway, which definitely happened with the phone. But overall, really, really pleased with the phone. If you're looking at the S24 Ultra, coming from the S23 Ultra, it might not be the move for you yet. You might want to wait for another year. But if you're coming from another phone manufacturer or just looking for a new device, that I would highly recommend the S24 Ultra if it's within your budget. So hopefully it's been an informative video. You like the video in terms of what I've shown in terms of capability, the usage of it in New York, the footage I've shown previously. So if you have liked it, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If not for any reason, give it a thumbs down, give it a dislike, but let me know in the comment section why. Any questions about the phone, any questions about what I mentioned, anything at all, any comments for future videos about the phone, please do drop that into the comment section. I will reply to all questions and comments. And if you want to follow the Houston DIY channel for more product reviews, tech reviews, home DIY projects, and much, much more, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.